A large portion of New Zealand is looking drier than average for the rest of November. Hi, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us. We're tracking a lot of high pressure which is about to move across New Zealand. It's going to be mostly parked out on the Tasman Sea, but it is going to bring a lot of dry weather to many regions, including most of the North Island, if not all of it, and a big chunk of the South Island, and even the West Coast, which has had a lot of rain lately. Does look as though you're going to have a little bit more in the way of sunny days and dry spells in between the rain events now. So that's a change. That's a positive shift. So let's take a look at the wind map, and you can see we've got a westerly flow across the country at the moment. A few showers, a couple of them are a bit heavy, moving up the western North Island. And in the South Island, we've got a couple more of those big afternoon downpours developing today, which may have thunder around parts of Canterbury. So I know we've got a couple of people out there chasing those storms today. So let's have a look at how it is setting up as we go through the next few more days. And really, high pressure is the main feature. It is rolling on through and pushing away the chance of those downpours and isolated showers. The only areas that really see some wet weather on Thursday will be a couple of showers along the eastern North Island. There's a little bit of a sou'easter or an easterly wind. Just might bring in a couple of little light showers around Hawke's Bay and Gisborne. And then in the South Island, down around Fiordland and South Westland, a few showers, which may spill around into Stewart Island. Otherwise, really, most places are looking dry. So as we end the week, or the working week, the high out in the Tasman is now bringing down this subtropical airflow from up near New Caledonia and Queensland and bringing it down as a windy nor'wester. So that means it's going to be warm in a number of places as a result of that airflow. So really everyone's got a warmer than average Saturday on the way. In the North Island, you've got a mild sou'wester blowing through. I talked about that yesterday, saying it sounds weird to say that, but really when you track the origins of that sou'wester, it's really a nor'wester coming out of Australia and the subtropics. So let's take a look at the weekend, and we've got this subtropical low nearby. But the high is stronger, we think, and should push that away. So there's a little bit of wet weather around the west coast again. Notice, though, it's a bit more broken up, and so there are some drier, sunnier days in the mix. It's not quite as windy as well on Saturday, so the temperatures might drop down a wee bit here and there. Otherwise, fairly settled, fairly calm, fairly mild around the country. By Sunday, that low's weakened a little further. The high is still in the same spot, and we've got those sou'west winds coming back again. There'll be a little bit of rain on the west coast, but still dry to the north, dry to the south. So that's probably not a full day of rain, just a burst of rain or showers as that goes through, and maybe one or two showers coming into Southland and Otago. It won't be much, but there is a chance of one there for you on Sunday. Now into next week. Not a lot to talk about, to be honest with you. Monday kicks off with high pressure. There's a little bit of a southerly flow, so again, some coastal areas may not be quite as warm, but inland areas will be warmer. This airflow, it is still subtropical, but it is coming down in south of New Zealand and back up and around. So it's a little bit variable as to whether or not it'll be warm or warmer than average, but it's certainly looking dry. And then we get into Tuesday, our final map, and the high is still in the same place out in the Tasman. The airflow is still subtropical, still a nor'wester coming down across the Tasman. So locally, the wind flows will be southerlies, sou'westers, nor'westers. It'll be all over the place. But the general theme is it's coming out of Australia. So really, for the rest of November, we are seeing most places, especially the North Island, looking drier than average, and eastern areas. And if you do want to understand a little bit more about what I've been saying, breaking it down, take a look at the lead story we've got on the Weather Watch homepage. You can see it in our app as well. It's in the news section. But this story here, and what it does is it shows you which areas are drier than average. In fact, that picture there is showing it. But it also shows both North Island and South Island rainfall maps for now and the rest of the month. And it's a little surprising. Some areas are looking very dry. So keep an eye on that story, and also ruralweather.co.nz if you want to try and make sense of all of this for your area, for your local spot. That website will help. That is all from me for today. We'll see you again tomorrow with the latest, and there probably won't be too much to talk about, to be honest with you, but we will keep an eye on that subtropical low and also the next lot of rainmakers that are coming in to the western side of the country. That's all from me. We'll see you tomorrow.